Good morning, friends, and welcome to 30 Minutes with Mandy. If you find anything we're doing to be a little bit challenging, I really encourage you to slow down, take the modification. I'll always give you a different option. Maybe set down your weights if you're using them. Just go a little bit slower. If you're really just starting with me, I thought about this yesterday. A good guide is to go about half my pace, right? Everything we do is timed, so you can do 10 reps in that 1 minute round, or you can do 50. I would say just try to go about half my pace if you're really just getting acclimated to exercise again for the first time in a long time, or maybe even the first time ever, okay? So try that, see how it works for you. If you need more of a challenge, then please feel free to pick up the pace, go faster than my pace, go twice my pace. I really encourage you to do what's right for your body. All right, today's warm-up is going to be jumping jacks and crab cakes. If you don't know what those are, crab cakes especially, just follow along. And I'm going to have lots of modifications for jumping jacks. Okay, we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. So here's your traditional jumping jack, and you can do that if that works for you. You can go here if you need to take the bounce out. If you want the bounce and you, like me, have had a baby or two and you don't have the strongest pelvic floor, then go with the feet forward and back, like so, instead of out. This is just as effective as a traditional jumping jack. We're bringing it down to the mat for crab cakes. So I call them that because we get in crab position like we're going to crab walk. Hoist up. We're going to tap opposite hand of foot like we're playing pancake. So crab cakes. If this is too much of a challenge for you, you can bend the knee, right? Or you can take the feet out all together and just tap the knees like so. Don't forget to breathe. Keep those fingers pointing toward the hands, the feet. Bring it on up. We are back to our jacks. Remember, we have lots of different options for those. We're ready? Well, let's go. I don't know if I'm going to survive in this long sleeve shirt. It is very cold outside, you guys. So when I went to the gym this morning, I had to layer it up. Almost there. Bring it on down. Back to our crab cakes. So when we're in this position, it's really important to keep the shoulders away from the ears, right? It can be really tempting to go like this, to sink down into it. Push your chest toward the sky. Roll the shoulder blades down the back and pick up your head and look forward. And exhale. Bring it on up. One more round of each. Getting ready for it. Let's go. Feet going forward and back. For me, maybe you're here, maybe you're here. Do what's right for you. Oh, here's another one too. I kind of like that one because the feet meet in the middle. Instead of both landing on the outside. Bring it on down. Last round of crab cakes. Now when we're in this position, the hand should be somewhere between here and here. It shouldn't be here. When we turn it completely backwards, there's a risk of hyperextending the elbow, but also it's really more of a shoulder. It puts more focus on the shoulders than on the triceps. today, so I wanted to get a little bit in the warm up. All right, friends. So we're gonna take a quick little break. Then we're gonna get into our workout. We have 6 one-minute exercises, right? We'll go through the circuit 3 full times, and we'll take a break in between each 6-minute circuit. We're gonna get in a little cardio on this first one. It's gonna be a squat, pop over and squat. If you did these with me way back in the before times in the gym, then we would often use a Bosu and sort of pop off on the Bosu. Same thing, we're just doing it without the Bosu. And of course, I'll give a modification too. No equipment necessary for this one. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1. So we get in a nice deep squat, and we pop over like so, and then we do it again. Modification is we step over and squat. Bring the feet in together, step out for the squat. In to stand, step it out for the squat. And it's the same thing if you're popping over. Feet are together, feet are apart, we squat. Feet are together, feet are apart, we squat. Advanced version, you stay down in the squat the whole time. We're pushing off on this foot right here, the foot that's on the inside. And then we just sort of drag that other one along. Almost there. Next up, we're going to do a deadlift with a row. With a curl. Deadlift with a curl. If you have dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells, or if you don't have a band, you can do this with a band too. You are practicing your hip hinge, which we talked about before, right? It's your Betty Boop. It's your pinup girl pose, right? This is your hip hinge. It is deadlift pose, right? So we're here and we're back up. Flat back, straight legs, soft knees. A pinup girl would never bend over like this. This isn't sexy, right? So we keep the shoulder blades back. We stick the booty out. We're reaching for the wall behind us with the glutes. And those of us who have weights will come down, we'll come up, we'll curl. The rest of you, you're just working on that hip hinge and coming right back up. Ready. And I'm going to turn my weights out for the deadlift so that they're right there, just ready to curl. Flat back. If you're finding it really difficult to not round the shoulders or tuck in the glutes, spread those feet out. The wider your feet are, the lower you can go while keeping your form. You just might not have the flexibility yet, and that's okay. It takes time. It takes time to build it up, and there's nothing wrong with that. Exhaling at the top. I really encourage you to use a mirror or your camera for that hip hinge to practice your form. It can be really hard to know if your shoulders are actually rounding or not. Next up, we're coming down to the mat. We're going to do a push-up, row, row. These are pretty tough. I do them on my knees. I encourage you to do them on your toes if you can. And if, like me, they're super tough for you, it's okay, just be on your knees. If you don't have any weights, you're gonna push up, tap, tap. That's your exercise. Actually, I'm gonna change that. You're still gonna practice the motion of the row, right? So you'll push up, right? And then you'll row and row. So you're just moving that hand back. You're moving the elbow along the ribs, okay? All right, the rest of us are in push-up position for a tricep style push-up. The elbows are gonna graze the ribs as we go down. Ready, here we go. We're down, we're up, we row, and we row. If it hurts your hands to keep them on the weights, then you can take your hands off the weights, put them on the floor, and just wait until it's time to row to pick up your weights. Keep that head up, set your gaze 12 inches in front of you, and leave it there, all the way down and all the way up. 20 seconds left. If you're on your toes, you're working really hard on not rotating the hips when you do the row. Excellent work, friends. We're coming up. We're going to do a curtsy lunge next. They're fun. It feels like you're bowing to the queen. And we're going to alternate each one. And I'll start with a very basic version, and I'll add some things to it for anybody who's interested in doing it a more advanced way. So we start here. We step back and around. We bend, like so. That's a 90-degree knee right there. Shoulders stacked over hips. We bring it around. We do the other side. So it might be hard to see on the video, but I'm really trying to get my toes in line with the heel of the other foot. So I'm not stepping, it's not behind, right? It's actually all the way out to the side, to the opposite side. And I'll come around so you guys can see it from here. Advanced version, you can give me a dynamic knee, throw it up there. Or you can just stick with that basic, especially if you're just learning. We're coming down to the mat again. We have our twisting flies, everybody's favorite exercise, including mine. So you need some dumbbells if you have them. If you don't, you're still doing the movement with us. Or you can certainly grab your water bottles, your cans of artichokes, or anything that has some weight to it, to implements that have the same amount of weight. So we're going to be doing a single arm fly. Knees will drop to the opposite side. I'll turn a little sideways so you can see a little better. And this is starting position. Weights are over the chest, legs are up like so. Right arm will go out, knees drop to the left, we pull it back in. Again, if you don't have weights, you're still doing this movement with us. You've got your fist clenched and you're really squeezing the pec as you bring that arm up. And you're really squeezing the core to bring the legs up. Advanced version, the legs are straighter. The straighter the legs are, the harder the core has to work. We exhale on the way in. Almost there. Excellent. Let's set our weights down. Next up, we're going to do a single leg tuck crunch. So we'll do a crunch version and a sit-up version. You take whichever one works best for you. We're going to alternate and just follow along. 3, 2, 1. Sit-up version. We sit up. We pull the knee into the chest, we reach for the foot, we bring it back down, we do the other side. Crunch version. Same thing, you're crunching instead of sitting all the way up. Advanced version, legs are hovering the entire time. It's a little too advanced for me today. So I'm going with the sit-up version, pulling the knee into the chest, reaching for the foot. Keep that knee at 90 right here. Don't let it drop. We're not doing this, right? As soon as you drop the foot, the core disengages. And pull that belly button in as you come up. Let's take a break. All right, that's one round down. We have 2 to go. So towel off, grab yourself a sip of water. And do whatever it is that you need to do. Maybe give yourself a little pep talk. And then we're back to the top. We'll start with our squat, pop over and squat. And we are getting started. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I'll turn this way this time. Squat, pop over, squat. Send those hips back behind you. Keep the chest up, keep the back straight. Remember, modified version, we step in, we step out, we squat. Just like so. This version is just, you just add that bounce. Push off on the inside leg. Pull that outside leg with you. Move the arms. Don't let them just dangle like this, right? Get them involved. Pick them up when you're down. Push them back and down when you're up. Like you're pushing the air away from you to be more aerodynamic. Deadlift with a curl. If you have weights. If you don't have weights, you're practicing your hip hinge. Let's go. Turn it out like this. And we curl. Exhale on that curl. Keep those shoulder blades back. You should feel all the work of that deadlift in your hamstrings. Halfway there. Imagine that you're holding an egg between your shoulder blades. You don't want to drop it, and you don't want to break it. If you go like this, you're going to drop it. So, keep those shoulder blades back. Next up, push up, row, row. If you don't have weights, you're still doing the movement for the row. And here we go. Now, maybe you're still working on your push-ups. And maybe your push-up is right here. And that's okay. That is totally fine. I'm going to turn this way so that you guys can see how my elbows stay close to the ribs in this particular push-up. Like chaturanga in yoga. And I'm, again, grazing the ribs with the elbow in the row. And pick up that head. Keep your gaze in front of you. Don't look at your weights. Don't look at your feet. Excellent work, you guys. Curtsy lunges. I believe, yes. Well, let's go. you like. But just move those arms. If you're not holding any weights, it's a great way to add challenge. You can hold weights if you like, but if you're not, move those arms. Don't let them just mindlessly be here like this, okay? And if you want a little cardio, we got that boop, boop, like so. And exhaling every time. Being mindful not to lean forward. Keep the shoulders stacked over the hips. Excellent. Coming down for our twisting fly. Weights up over the chest. Legs up. Let's go. The arm that's not going out for the fly, it's staying up there. It's anchoring you. It's like a flagpole. Pull the belly button in as you pick up those legs. If you're finding this to be hard on the lower back, you can take the twist out and you can just do the fly and keep those legs up there. And of course, if you don't have any weights, flex those pecs. Still make them work as they're coming in. Awesome. Single leg, tuck, crunch, or sit up, depending on where you are. Let's go. Now when we reach for that foot, we're reaching with the chest, okay? We want to be mindful not to end up here, with the shoulders rounded, with the shoulders up around the ears. You don't want to be here, we want to be here, okay? So keep the head up, keep the chest forward. Pull the belly button in as you come up. Another advanced version of this exercise, you can hold a dumbbell while you do this. Reach for the foot. You can even take it behind you when you're down. Get a little tricep action in there. Awesome second round, y'all. Great job. Take yourselves a little break. Grab a sip of water. And then we're going to do everything one more time. So, 6 minutes left. And you know what I love to say. If you're feeling it, if you're nice and warmed up, if you're ready for a challenge, empty the tank. Give it everything you've got, especially if this is your only workout today and you're like, this is it, I'm not doing anything else today. Really go for it, okay? Conversely, if you are just getting back into a workout routine, if the first 2 rounds were really challenging for you, don't give up. Don't stop doing it. I know that's tempting. Stay with me through this 3rd round and just do what you can. Pace yourself. Maybe in that squat, hop over and squat. Maybe you get in 6 of them for the whole minute. That's okay. Do what's right for you. Try to stick with me and get a little bit more in, okay? All right, we're gonna do it. Squat, hop over and squat. Getting started in 3, 2, 3. Here we go. Butt down, pop it over. Pop it on over. Maybe you're here. You squat, you come up, you take a big breath, you step in. You squat over here. Squat, take a big breath, step in. We've all been there. fighting your way through. And that is absolutely, positively the right way to do it. We have 15 seconds left here. Move those arms. Big exhale. Awesome. Deadlift and curl. Grab your weights if you have them. And here we go. I stop just below my knees. So this is not a traditional barbell deadlift, right? We're not setting it down on the floor, going all the way down, picking it up again. We are getting into the hip hinge, incorporating the curl. Shoulder blades back. Keep those knees soft, but the legs straight. 10 more seconds. And don't let your weights control you. Ease them down. All right. Push up. Row. Row. Ready. Let's go. Here we go. In your push-up, take the hips with you. It can be tempting to go like this. We don't want to leave those hips behind. We don't want them to feel left out, right? So we're going to take them with us all the way down, and then we're going to bring them back with us all the way up. Remember to try not to rotate the hip when you go in for the row. Try to keep those hips down. Keep the core engaged. All right, guys, we're doing a curtsy lunge. Yes, that's right. Ready? Let's go. Toes are in line with this heel. These toes, this heel. You can add let's see if I can do it right this time. Boop. You can add that dynamic knee. If you want a little something extra, you can go faster. You can hold weights. Or you can just work on this fancy lunge with me. And work on getting your knee in 90 degrees. And work on keeping your shoulders stacked over your hips when you're down here instead of like this. Right? Right there. Almost there. All right. We're going in for our twisting fly. Weights up over the chest, legs up. Here we go. Exhale on the way in. Don't let the weights weigh your wrist down like this, right? Curl it in. Keep the knuckles more or less in line with the wrist. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you definitely don't want a 90-degree bend at the wrist with your weight in it. Pull the belly button in. Squeeze the pec on the way in. Almost there. All right, we have our single leg tuck crunch. Full sit up if you got it. Please go weight this time. Remember to reach with the chest. Be mindful not to round out the shoulders. If you have your weight, you can take it behind the head. When you're down, get a little tricep action there. But remember, if you're just doing the crunch, just trying to make it through, I applaud you. Keep it going for 15 more seconds, and then we are done for today. And that is it. Excellent work today. Thank y'all for being with me all week long. I will see y'all on Monday for Tabata drills. And if you're here in Houston with me, please be safe. Stay home, stay off the roads. It's ugly out there. It's wet and it's cold. And I want to see y'all again.